saw him today and he acted right. She'd be like, you know what she'll say? She'll say, let me check if that ain't it. Every time you meet somebody say, how do you put up with it? I say, well, that's
Regina, can you make sure your webcam's on?
Okay.
Okay, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, I think,
Yes, I can.
okay, I think we're good. Yay, team.
Hey, thank you, Beth. I will go ahead and call the city council meeting to order. It is now 7 o'clock. May I please have a roll call?
All councilors are present.
Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. And after the pledge, please remain standing as we take a moment of silence to recognize the passing of Ruth Kolpak last month. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of
to the United
America
States of America,
and to the republic for which it
Republic
stands, one
stands
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you could remain standing for a moment. You may now be seated.
Item number 3 is special orders of the day and announcements. There are none. Item 4 is public hearing. There are none. Item 5 is public comments.
Thank you. We have now reached the point on our agenda for residents to speak to the council about issues that are coming before us or may come before us in the future. Council members may not act on any requests at this meeting, but may refer a speaker to staff for assistance. We ask that you please hold your comments to 3 minutes or less and refrain from personal attacks of any kind. Public comment is a courtesy, and we expect everyone to conduct themselves in a civil manner. Speakers are asked to complete a public comment form. Were there any public comment forms submitted prior to the meeting?
No.
Are there any members of the public that did not sign up who wish to address the council this evening?
There are none, Regina.
Okay, were there any public comments submitted by email?
No, there were not.
Okay, public comment is now closed.
The next item is item 6, consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered at this point on the agenda.
Okay. Just a minute, Vice President Forbeck. I was just going to say that would any councilor like anything removed from the consent agenda? May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, including items 6A to 6D and 6F through 6G? And I believe I have a motion by Vice President Forbeck. Is there a second?
So moved, Councilor Terrell.
Moved by Councilor Terrell. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The motion passes. And I believe we have item 6E removed by Vice President Forbeck. So if we could begin that's the consideration of Resolution 2022-183, adopting the 2023 strategic plan for the city of Beloit And I believe we're going to have our city attorney, Krieger, to present to us at this time.
There's some copies of the agenda right over there. Yeah. Good evening. The strategic plan for 2023 is a one-year extension of your 2021 to 2022 plan. At the workshop in July, the council decided to focus on the following areas: selecting and onboarding a city manager, creating strategies and programs to best leverage the TIF housing funding, to develop a project plan for a new tax incremental financing district, to continue to create and maintain safe and healthy neighborhoods, to engage the community and keeping communications as a priority, to look at our youth programming to strengthen those, and also to design and implement various programs related to the American Rescue Plan Act funding. So again, this is just a one-year extension to allow us time to get that new city manager onboarded next year, but we stand ready to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Attorney Krieger. Councilors, may I please have a motion to approve the resolution? Is there a motion?
I so move. Forbeck.
Moved by Vice President Forbeck. Is there a second?
Second, Counselor Terrell.
Second by Councilor Terrell. Are there any questions or discussion at this time?
Regina,
All
I have a comment, if that's okay.
Go ahead, Vice President Forbeck.
I just wanted to have this removed because I was really struck when I was reading it, preparing for this meeting, that I think it's important that the public realize that we do have directions in which we are going. And I think that the preciseness of the way this is listed is important for everybody to see. And it's nice for actually the city council also to take a look and say, that's where all this talking has led us. So that was just why I wanted this to be talked about a little bit.
Sure, and I'd be remiss not to say that the outline that you have in front of you will be put into a publication by our Director of Strategic Communications, as she normally does.
Yes.
And so we look forward to seeing the publication when it's ready.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. And if no other counselors have a comment, I just wanted to add one. I just want to say it first, just for the beginning, just to say thank you all so much. A lot of hard work and careful research went into reviewing the strategic plan. We greatly appreciate the joint efforts of counselors and staff who listened to the community's needs and developed a strategic plan that will carry us into the next year. We hear repeatedly from our residents that safe neighborhoods, youth activities, affordable housing, and economic growth are crucial community challenges. The council looks forward to supporting these initiatives and seeing our community's progress over the next year. So I just wanted to add that on behalf of our council. So at this time, we have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The motion passes. Thank you.
Next item is item number 7, licenses. There are none. Item 8 is ordinances. Item 8A, consideration of ordinance number 3761 to repeal and recreate section 2-500, to amend sections 5-804 sub B, 2-109, 2-103 sub B, and a tabular summary of development review procedures of the zoning ordinance, Chapter 19 of the Code of General Ordinances of the City of Beloit, and to amend Section 1.77 sub 6 sub A3 of the Code of General Ordinances of the City of Beloit pertaining to conditional use permits. Plan Commission recommendation for approval 7-0.
This is a second reading of the ordinance. Can I please have a motion to approve the ordinance as presented?
Blakely so moves.
Moved by Councilor Blakely. Is there a second?
Second, Forbeck.
Second by Vice President Forbeck. Are there any questions or discussion? At this time, we have a motion to approve the ordinance as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. The motion passes.
The next item is item 8B, consideration of ordinance number 3764 to amend section 1.87 sub 3 sub B of the Code of General Ordinances of the City of Beloit pertaining to Plan Commission appointments. This is first reading.
At this time, Attorney Krieger will present this item.
Good evening. This ordinance was prepared as a result of 8A. The council was looking to make sure that one of the possibilities of appointments for the Plan Commission, you have the chance to interview those candidates, similar to the Board of Review or the Board of Appeals that take a substantial role in making decisions. And so this draft ordinance does allow that option. And so it's on for first reading this evening.
Thank you. This is the first reading of the ordinance, so may I please have a motion to lay the ordinance over for a second reading? Is there
I
a
so
motion?
move. Forbeck moves.
Is that Vice President Forbeck?
Yes.
Okay, moved by Vice President Forbeck. Is there a second?
I'll second. This is Day. Counselor Day.
Seconded by Councilor Day. Are there any further questions or discussion? At this time, we have a motion and a second to lay the ordinance over for a second reading. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
Next item is item 9, appointments. There are none. Item 10, councilor activities and upcoming events.
Thank you. Can we start with Vice President Forbeck?
Yes, thank you. I'll make it short. I just want to say to everybody, if you haven't already, please vote tomorrow. All of our elections are important, and this one certainly is too. So be a participatory citizen and vote. And number 2, I have the great honor of taking President Duncan's place this coming Friday and speaking on behalf of the City Council to the veterans in the morning at Grinnell Hall. So I'm delighted to be able to help out that way, and it'll be fun to be able to say hi and thank you to our veterans. And that's all.
Thank you, Vice President Forbeck. Next, I think I'll just change it up a little bit. Let's go to Councilor Blakely.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to take my mask off for this one. Voting, as Vice President Forbeck tomorrow said, is so crucial. If you need a ride to the polls, the NAACP and You Buy, We Fly, they're partnering to provide rides to the polls tomorrow. I'm going to give you a phone number where you can call to make a reservation, even tomorrow. And if nobody picks up, be sure to leave your name and number, and they'll be sure to get back to you. Here's the phone number, 608-365-1881. They're asking that you have your ward number handy if possible, so the drivers will know where to take you to vote. And if you're unsure, you could either check online at wisconsinvotes.gov or My Vote Wisconsin. And I think in spite of my conversation with Councilor Terrell earlier, I'm going to keep this brief and just refer people to the Beloit government website where you can find a ward map for the whole city that'll help you understand what ward you're in and what place you go to vote. If you don't have that figured out and you still need a ride, don't hesitate to call 608-365-1881, and those wonderful volunteers will help you out. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Blakely. Next, Councilor Terrell.
No events at the moment, but I would like to say, with the elections coming up tomorrow, good luck to all candidates, regardless of political affiliations, and I'm hoping to see the best outcome for all people, regardless of what party you're running in, going forward, and as well as the people that are going out to vote. Please exercise your rights to go vote, and as I always try to say, regardless of the outcome, please respect everybody's opinions, political opinions, and have a peaceful process going forward. I hate to see in today's climate that we have people fighting back and forth about certain candidates and things like that, and opinions and beliefs. I just think hopefully after tomorrow, everybody come in respectful and like I say, respect other people's opinion. And best of luck to my colleague Clinton Anderson as well. Thank you for stepping up to try to move our state forward, as well as your opponent Jeff Klett. And after tomorrow going forward, I wish both of you the best of luck. And thank you again for wanting to move our state forward. And to all the candidates, whether federal, state, or local, best of luck to you, and hoping to see a good outcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Terrell. Next, Councilor Levy. Okay. Councilor Day.
Thanks. I don't just talk about a couple notable events that I attended, and I think it's worth a quick review. But first, October 21st, I got the chance to attend the City of Beloit Fire Department. They welcomed 6 firefighters to the community. It was a good event. I want to thank Deputy Chief Jason Griffin, the Beloit firefighters that were there in attendance, and then the staff. And they made this event feel like a real family-friendly welcome. The ceremony was great. And the ceremony was for 3 men and 3 women. So it was a good event for the new firefighters. Second, the Lincoln Academy hosted the Make 48 event. That was this weekend. 48-hour competition. There were teams that presented a challenge, and they were tasked to build a prototype, create a sales sheet. They had to do a 1-minute marketing video and pitch their big idea to a panel of judges. So it was a big challenge to be able to put this all together in 48 hours. For the challenge, you had 8 teams, and they were selected to do an outdoor activity that was for freezing temperatures, that people could play in the freezing temperatures here. Kind of a crazy idea, but it was good. We had the teams. We had an all-girls team from TLA, from the Learning Academy, the Mighty Lions, Beloit Memorial High School, Beloit College. They all had teams, and the youngest member was 10 years old. So it was a wide range of people that participated. So, I believe Make 48 is going to be good for the community. It highlights the beauty of the city, the friendly and talented people that participated, supported the event, and then it provides recognition for the city, and it's the city for our past, present, and future innovators. So that's what it was all about. So if you get a chance, the competition is going to be broadcasted on PBS Wisconsin, and there's a series called 48-Hour Invention Series. It'll be next year that they are going to air the series. They are all around the country doing different takes each month. So check it out. You're going to like it. That's it. Thanks.
President Duncan, you mind if I throw something in real quick? Just briefly.
Yeah, just briefly.
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
ahead, Councilor Terrell.
No, I was going to say, if anybody is looking to piggyback off what Councilor Blakely was saying, if anybody is looking to where to go vote at tomorrow, go to myvote.wi.gov, and it should provide an address to your ward to where to go vote at. Again, myvote.wi.gov if you are a Wisconsin resident. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Councilor Terrell. Next, Councilor Anderson.
Thank you. What everybody said about voting, get out and do it. Just wanted to say, hope everyone enjoyed their Halloween. I went to the trunk or treat event at New Life Ministries. It was a lot of fun. Gave out a lot of candy, and I want to apologize to the parents in advance who I dumped out a whole bag of candy in one of their kids' bags. So hopefully they enjoy that. But really, it was great to be there and see some people in the community. So it was a lot of fun, and that ends my comment.
I think we're ready to move forward, President Duncan.
I couldn't hear you. I lost the last part of it.
I think we're ready to move forward, President Duncan.
Okay, I couldn't hear. It was, I went mute. I don't know why.
Yes, ma'am.
Next for my report. First, I want to encourage residents to be sure and take the community stakeholder survey. You can go on the City of Beloit website or Facebook page to give feedback about our next city manager. The survey deadline is Monday, November 21st. That said, we have a long meeting tonight, so I'll be brief. For my counselor activities, I participated in the Sustainable Action through a Beloit Lens event at the Welty Environmental Center, Plan Commission meeting, and I met with the Beloit College, in regard to the Beloit College presidential executive search. And next, I want to wish all the veterans a happy Veterans Day on November 11th. We are grateful for your service in the armed forces and dedication to our country. Also, I want to reiterate that tomorrow is Tuesday, November 8th, which is Election Day. The City of Beloit will be operating 9 polling locations from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Your polling location may have changed. For more information, you can go online to myvotewi.gov. Please vote tomorrow and let your voice be heard. This ends my council report for this evening. Next, we'll go on to item 11.
Item 11 is City Manager's presentation. There are none. Item 12 is reports from boards and city officers. Item 12A, consideration of Resolution 2022-182, approving the operating budgets, appropriating funds, and levying property taxes necessary for the operation and administration of the City of Beloit for the year 2023, including the 2023 capital improvement budget, the Beloit Public Library budget, and further authorizing the city clerk treasurer to allocate the city property tax along with the apportionments certified for other jurisdictions upon the current tax roll of the city.
Thank you. And now we'll have our Finance and Administrative Services Director, Eric, to give us a presentation on this item.
Hey, new microphone, same person. Good evening, everybody, first of all. And secondly, we began this process way back in April. We handed out our project request forms in order to start on the capital improvement program. Since that time, we held a pre-budget workshop to go over some of the goals and objectives that we're going to try to meet with the 2023 operating budget. We then had multiple meetings with department and division heads to go through line by line all of the operating budgets. Then we came to you on October 3rd to present a balanced budget, proposed balanced budget. We then had multiple workshops and a budget workshop on October 10th. We then came back on October 17th for a public hearing, which brings us to today. We have the resolution in front of you for adoption of the 2023 budget. We have one change to the budget today versus what was presented to you back at the beginning of October. And that was simply to incorporate the ARPA goals and objectives that you had agreed upon in your workshops into the capital improvement plan and into a special revenue fund. I'd be happy to take any questions that you might have at this time.
Thank you, Eric. We'll have the motion first. So may I please have a motion to approve the resolution?
I so move. Forbeck.
Moved by Vice President Forbeck. Is there a second?
Second, Councilor Terrell.
Seconded by Councilor Terrell. Now, at this time, are there any further questions or discussion? I would just like to thank you, Eric, and the staff for your hard work on this budget. I say like I do each year, you make it seem easy, but we know it's really hard and it takes a lot of hard work. So thank you very much. That said, we have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. The motion passes. Thank you.
So the next item is item 12B, consideration of resolution 2022-169, authorizing an update to the schedule of fees, charges, and rates for the city of Beloit.
At this time, we will have our Finance and Administrative Services Director give us another presentation.
So briefly, this is just an update codifying all of the changes that we made during the budget process. So every year we do a review of our existing fees that we charge out to try to help offset some of the costs of the programs that we provide. The budget that you just approved includes these fee changes in that budget. So this is just simply to get that fee schedule finally approved, and these fees will take place on January 1st. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution. Is there a motion?
I so move, Nancy Forbeck.
Moved by Vice President Forbeck. Is there a second?
Levy second.
Seconded by Councilor Levy. Any further questions or discussion at this time? We have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The motion passes.
The next item is item 12C, consideration of resolution 2022-189, approving the 2023 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG Annual Action Plan and Budget. Community Development Authority recommendation for approval 3-1.
Good evening, everybody.
Excuse me, before we begin, I believe Councilor Anderson would like to recuse himself from this item.
Yes, I will step out.
Thank you.
Okay. Can we note that for the record, please?
Yes.
Now, our Deputy Community Development Director, Terry Downing, will give us an overview.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Tonight, we have before you the budget and the annual action plan for the 2023 CDBG budget. The Department of Housing and Urban Development requires each CDBG formula grantee to submit a consolidated plan every 5 years and an annual action plan every year. Both plans include specific objectives for housing, homelessness, public housing, and community development, and includes information on the CDBG process, affordable housing, and special needs populations. The city's consolidated plan for 2020 to 2024 was approved in 2019. The annual action plan includes how the city intends to allocate its CDBG funds over the next year. That's this document that was included in your packet. This process started back in June with local goals and priorities set by CDA and approved by council. And then applications went out, were opened to the public to apply for these funds for public service and NERSA activities. We received applications, as you know. They did a presentation before the CDA, and a recommendation came before council. There was a public hearing, and then now it's here for final approval. You have the annual action plan and the CDBG budget and application summaries all included in your packet. I'm here with any questions. If you'd like me to go into any further detail, I'm happy to do so.
Thank you, Terry. May I please have a motion to approve the resolution?
Levy moves.
Moved by Councilor Levy. Is there a second?
Second, Council Terrell.
Seconded by Councilor Terrell. Are there any questions or discussion?
Levy has a question.
Go ahead, Councilor Levy.
Not so much a question, but a comment. First, if I would like to thank staff for all of their work on this, and just in the CDA meeting and along the way getting to this point tonight, there were discussions about the process and what we do and how can we improve the process. And I want individuals to know, and what I'm saying now, I said to staff and I also said to other individuals, that in anything that you do over years, you take a look at the processes, because processes can change. So that's, in fact, what we're kind of doing now as it relates to the CDA, how we apply for things, how we educate people on what they need to do. I'm pleased to see that we are looking at the process. I even had questions about the process at one time, but I also want to make it known, in my opinion, and I said this to staff and I said it to other individuals that I spoke to as well, that staff was following the process that was set forth. So I'm saying that, then what I'm saying is, if staff is following the process, if there's an issue with something that's taking place, we need to look at the process and not the staff, because no one's perfect. But I'm glad to see that we are taking a look and seeing how we can better the process. And with Terry and Julie and Megan, they've already started looking at different things, how we can do things a little different. So I'm sure the process is going to improve. So I want to thank them for that effort. But I also want to thank individuals that came forward and said, hey, we need to take a look at the process itself. But as for me, sitting here as a counselor, I just want the public and then also staff to know that I appreciate what you're doing. I don't believe, like I said, it's Kevin's opinion, that what we've done, that there isn't anything wrong with staff was doing, because they were simply following a process. And I hope that makes sense to everyone. So I just wanted to make sure that I made that publicly known, because there were questions going along the way, but I want to make sure, and I keep saying it over and over again, that we're clear that the questions, in my opinion, is we need to deal with the process and not the staff, because in my opinion, there's two different things. So I just wanted to make that known. Thank you.
Councilor Terrell will comment.
Go ahead, Councilor Trill. Thank you, Councilor Levy.
First of all, I wanted to just say, Councilor Levy, you took the words right out of my mouth. I agree with you 100%. So that'll save a little bit of time of what I was going to say. But what I will say is that I'm thankful to the city staff, as well as my colleagues up here and the CDA, for at least, granting new recipients the opportunity to get access to these CDBG funds, and also putting that information out there, the staff being very as transparent as possible to the people who need the help going forward, the new recipients. And I wanted to thank all of the new recipients, as well as the people that we've given money to in the past. I just want to say thank you for all your contributions to Beloit, and I'm just glad to see that the city is stepping forward and helping you out with your contributions and the things that people are really dependent on in the city of Beloit. So just thank you to everybody, and hopefully we see some new things, some even greater things going forward, especially coming from our new recipients. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other further comments or questions? And I just wanted to just echo and just say that I am really happy that everyone's working to improve things moving forward. I would like to thank our staff, the CDA, and also our council representatives that serve on the CDA, and that's Councilor Levy and Vice President Forbeck. So I just wanted to bring that to the forefront. That said, at this time, we have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. The motion passes.
Thank you.
The next item is item 12D, consideration of resolution 2022-190, approving the 2023 Home Investment Partnership Program home budgets. Community Development Authority recommendation for approval 4-0.
At this time, our Community Development Director, Julie Christensen, will give us a presentation.
So the city is a member of the Rock County Home Consortium, and as a result, we receive an annual allocation of home funds, starting in 2017 with the newest agreement. It stipulates that we receive 28% of the project funds, as well as funds for administrative activities, like all the stuff that staff has to do to get the funding out the door. For the 2023 budget, we're including some projects that council has already authorized, which are a couple projects for Wisconsin Housing Partnership, as well as a community action new construction and the NeighborWorks down payment assistance. In addition to those existing projects, we're proposing for the remaining funds to be used for down payment assistance and for the city's housing rehab loan program. $195,000 and $231,78.97 respectively. And there's also prior year administrative funds and 2023 administrative funds, which will be used towards administrative activities. On the down payment assistance program, we're planning to do an RFP. We think it might be something that we can do in-house, as well as there might be other opportunities out there, because we have two agencies that offer home buyer education. CDA did review the proposed budget and recommended approval 4-0. And there's a resolution before you tonight that would award the budget. And the worksheet that is behind the resolution kind of shows what we submit to Janesville as part of the consortium to show where our funding will go. We fund, by type of activity. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you, Julie. First, may I please have a motion to approve this resolution? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Blakely will second. It was Terrell who came in first.
Okay, motion by Councilor Terrell, seconded by Councilor Blakely. Any further questions or discussion?
Comment, Councilor Terrell.
Go ahead, Councilor Terrell.
Yes, ma'am. Before we move forward on the vote, I've had conversations with people about things that we could do better going forward as far as getting information out to those who really need access to these things, and I'm feeling pretty confident after having these conversations moving forward to those who are concerned that things will be addressed the way we would hope they would. It was just a little small checklist I had came up with, talking to some people as well as working with talking to the president, speaking on some things that we could do better, and we're planning on as the city. As a counselor, and hopefully getting the city together and working with Axe Housing to get information out to people who might need access to these things as far as like the home development aspects of this project. And like I say, just having private conversations, I just want to let the public know that I'm very confident going forward that people in the Narson neighborhoods will be able to have some kind of access to these programs, given that there was concerns in the past. So I'll just leave it there, President Duncan, sorry.
Thank you, Councilor Terrell. And I just want to add to that, that we will continue to work together with our city staff, because our city staff, they're certainly doing a good job, but we will continue to work together to make things better for the entire community. That said, at this time, there's a motion and a second to approve the resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The motion passes.
The next item is item 12E, consideration of resolution 2022-193, approving 2023 Business Improvement District bid operating plan and budget.
And I believe we will have the Executive Director, Shauna Elamine, to present on this item. Is Shauna? There you are. Welcome, Shauna.
Thank you. For a little history, because there's a couple new counselors since the last time we presented, we were formed 35 years ago with the intent of revitalizing downtown Beloit. We formed a business improvement district, which means that our property owners within our boundaries pay extra taxes. Therefore, we exist to help them. We support the downtown. We have very strict boundaries that are bound by the state statutes. We are a Wisconsin Main Street community, and we're a national Main Street community, so we're partnering with small towns like us and big cities that are Main Street communities all across the world and the United States. So we do what we do to make sure that people have a place to go for tourism, but also that our residents have a place to go to enjoy all the necessities they need. So shopping, dining, the nightlife. Right now, our bid rate is at 4.27 per thousand, and we are not recommending any additions to that. The bid assessment, we are estimated at $130,000, but as you know, the city just did a re-evaluation, so we're not sure exactly how much that will change our budget. We know it would obviously increase, but hopefully not decrease it. But we don't have those numbers. We never get those until late November because we do have industrial properties that are not assessed by the city assessor. So the numbers that you have before you in my resolution are not 100% accurate. It's an estimate of $130,000 from the bid. So just want to make sure you guys are clear on that. So for the last year, we have welcomed 9 new businesses to downtown. There has been over 923,000 put into investment by private property owners. There's an additional 6.25 million planned, which, as you know, is the Wright and Wagner apartments that are being built right now. We've given out $4,500 to our downtown businesses for facade grants and $2,000 with sign grants. We budget that every year so that way we make sure our property owners and our businesses have an opportunity to reevaluate their own property and make themselves look good for everybody to enjoy. We do have a gift card program that you buy from us. It's a $3 fee. November, December, the fee is waived for the holidays. But we do have that goes to all 180 businesses that we have downtown. So you buy one card, you can use it everywhere. If you ever have a problem, call me. But they are accepted everywhere. Cards are accepted downtown. We also continue the beautification program. So what that is we actually staff to plant, water, clean up downtown on an everyday basis. It's done 7 days a week, weather permitting, obviously. We also accept SNAP, which is the food stamp program at the Beloit Farmers Market. And I reiterate that every year because for those who don't know, who are watching right now, we do accept the EBT cards from any state in the whole country because we are a college town. We get college kids from all over the world. They get it too. So our program is for anybody who does get the food stamp program. And right now we're partnering with SSM Health, and you can get an extra $20 free per month from SSM Health just by bringing your card to our market. As you know, we are year-round, so our indoor market did start last week. So come to our office and enjoy the market year-round. We currently have a 1% vacancy rate downtown, so we're very proud of that. We try to make sure I play real estate agent at the same time and try to make sure we never have any vacancies, so we're very proud of that. We also brought back all of our events this year. Everything went so far as planned, knock on wood, that we're getting attendance back up at all of our events. This past Saturday, was our Halloween event, and I personally handed out well over 500 bags of chips and over $100 worth of candy. So that's how many children we had. It was a very good time. The weather was perfect, so it brought all the little ghosts and goblins out. As I mentioned, our winter farmers market does continue, so we're year-round. Last year, we saw over 2,500 attendees at that event, so we're hoping that that increases with this being our 3rd year. In a couple weeks, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, is our Grand Lighted Holiday Parade, and we are happy that we are partnering with the city, police, fire, and public works department to bring the parade back to full parade status. And that will be heightened safety concerns, but also making sure that the float entry participants are safe as well as our community. So we're excited to bring that back. And then the next 2 events after that we have is Small Business Saturday, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and Holidazzle is the first Friday in December. So come on out and support downtown businesses and vendors. We look forward to seeing you. So my budget is in your packet, and our income, obviously we want to make sure that we're accurate, but as I said, the net assessment is not 100% accurate. But we are estimating, so our budget that was approved by our board is a little over $498,000. Expenses come out at $320,000. Any questions? Oh, I do have to mention that our budget does not affect the city budget whatsoever. Our budget is completely separate from the city. It's not in your budget.
I can't believe it's been 35 years.
I think what I'll do first is to ask for a motion to approve the resolution. So is there a motion?
So move, Councilor Terrell.
Second.
By Councilor Terrell.
Second by Forbeck.
Seconded by Vice President Forbeck. Now we'll take any further questions or discussions from councilors.
Levy has a quick question. So with everything that's going on in the news today, what kind of security for your holiday parade do you have kind of set up? Just when you look at the world and the way things are going now, it seems like every time there's a big event going on like this, and even with street dance, have you had to change your security measures, and what do you have kind of for the holiday? Because I'm sure residents may say, I want to go, but I want to make sure that we're going to be safe. And I'm not saying that you're not going to be, but.
Yeah, we put out a press release with communications manager Sarah Locke just last week. We met with police, fire, and public works. So every single entry point that you would see at the parade will have a dump truck or a snowplow blocking the entire intersection. No intersection will just be barricades alone. It'll be 100% protected by a large vehicle.
Okay, all right.
And then we're partnering with fire and ambulance to be on site as well. So even at the exit of the parade, there will be personnel down there guiding the floats and trucks in the right direction. So nobody can go the in way.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, very happy about that. They did the same thing similar to in the Memorial Day parade. So I worked with city staff and met with them because, as you know, we did have an incident at our Grand Lighted Holiday Parade in 2019. So I worked with them to talk about what happened and how it can be avoided. And we did come up with that for the Memorial Day parade, and it worked. So I think that that's definitely going to be a huge bonus for us. But we did put the press release out last week to let the community know.
Okay, and that's one of the reasons why I brought it up, because I remember the incident, so I'm sure that that was kind of the last big one that you
traumatized
had.
forever.
Right, that's the last big one that you had, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other counselors with any questions or discussion? Thank you, Shauna. At this time, we have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no, nay. The motion passes.
Item 12F, the city council may adjourn into closed session pursuant to section 19.85 sub 1 sub E Wisconsin statutes for the purpose of deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, and pursuant to section 19.85 sub 1 sub G Wisconsin statutes for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved, namely to consider separate potential real estate transactions related to part of 2300 Collie Road, 1801 Gateway Boulevard, 1418 Hull Avenue, 2522 Sunset Drive, and 920 West Grand Avenue, to consider possible settlement of a claim filed by Pekin Insurance Company, Claim 22-020, to discuss the cooperative boundary agreement between the Town of Turtle and the City of Beloit, and to discuss Town of Turtle versus City of Beloit, Rock County Case 20-CV-240. The City Council may thereafter reconvene in open session pursuant to Section 19.85 sub 2 Wisconsin statutes for possible action on matters discussed in closed session.
Thank you, Eric. May I please have a motion to adjourn into closed session? Is there a motion?
So move, Council Terrell.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Trill.
Second.
And I believe was that Councilor
That was
Blakely?
Vice President Forbeck.
Okay. All right, we have a motion by Councilor Terrell, second by Vice President Forbeck. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The motion passes. We will not now convene into closed session. take action on this evening. We have consideration of resolution 2022-184 approving settlement of a claim filed by Pekin Insurance on behalf of Carol Ann Murray. And our city attorney Krieger will present on this item.
Just briefly, we've got a settlement filed by Pekin Insurance on behalf of Carol Ann Murray regarding a traffic accident and some bodily injury related to an accident with one of our squads. Pekin Insurance has offered to settle the matter for $16,220.95. The city does believe that is a good deal, and so we are asking for your approval of the resolution.
Second?
Okay, the motion's been moved by Councilor Levy and has been seconded by Vice President Forbeck. Are there any further questions or discussion? At this time, we have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. The motion passes. And now the second item. Consideration of Resolution 2022-196, discontinuing negotiations for a cooperative boundary plan between the City of Beloit and the Town of Turtle. And our City Attorney Krieger will give us an overview.
On January 18th of 2022, the council passed a resolution to begin the negotiation process for a new cooperative boundary plan with the Town of Turtle. Since adopting that resolution, the city and the town undertook negotiations in an attempt to come to an agreement on a new cooperative boundary plan. The parties, however, have been unable to come to a mutually agreeable agreement for new terms for that plan. And while the city would still be interested in negotiating a new cooperative boundary plan with the town has notified the city that it has decided to discontinue negotiations for preparing that plan at this time. So we would ask for approval of the resolution to discontinue the cooperative boundary plan preparation process under state law.
So moved.
At this time, I entertain a motion for to approve the resolution. It's been moved by Councilor Terrell. Is there a second?
Second from Forbeck.
Seconded by Vice President Forbeck. Are there any further questions or discussion? At this time, there's a motion and a second to approve this resolution. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The motion passes. Next, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
I so moved.
Moved by Councilor Blakely. Is there a second?
Second, Council Terrell.
Second by Councilor Terrell. At this time, there is a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. That said, the motion carries and we are now adjourned. This ends our council meeting for this evening.
Regina, thank you very much. You did well.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good vacation, Ms. Duncan. Mrs. Duncan.
Thank you.